Yes, Sheka Sheko. What's Sheka Sheko? It's a Somali word which means storytelling. And storytelling is the way we make our culture stay alive, our traditions and our knowledge, one generation to another generation. Sheka Sheko is a participatory system that allows us and requires us to speak one another and have a conversation sincerely. Face-to-face conversation. You know, some do through poetry, some do through music assembly. But it's face-to-face conversation. That's what keeps Somali diaspora strong, learning from old generation and passing to the new generation. The significance of Sheka Sheko brings me mind the ideas I want to share with you here today. See, in 2010, I ran for office. Keyword, I ran for office as state legislator. People always asking me, Dini, what makes you run for an office? And, you know, my answer was very simple and clear. One person can make a difference. There's so much for me to address and so much for me to learn. But the platform I even had was not even the discussion. Oh, gee, he's an African? Oh, wait, his first name's Mohammed. Hold up, he's an immigrant too. My ideas of addressing these issues to bringing these vibrant ideas to State House was never there. Keeping Maine to have the best education that money can buy. Whoa, hold up. See, let me tell you, I'm an African by birth. I'm an American by citizenship. I'm global by value and principle. I was born in Mogadishu, Somalia. My family fled from Somalia to a neighbor country before it embarked on intercontinental relocation. And thankfully and gratefully, in late 90s, United States of America was my adopted home. Yes. My family chose Portland, Maine because they heard it's a great city that's good for family values. A place they can raise us without not worrying about our whereabouts. And did I even mention that the place is a coastal city, same as Mogadishu, right? And when I grow up, like when I become older, that I can make my decisions, I chose to live here and work and went to school here. So that question, Dini, what makes you run for office? To me, it's shaded with prejudice. And the funny thing that it wasn't only coming from the dominant culture that saw me an outsider, but seriously, it was coming from my own community, the African community, those who thought that, you know, I would have greater acceptance and greater impact in a home country. Wait a minute, they're both off. So let me say I'm the best of both cultures. And yes, you know, challenge is always, it's a great opportunity to address the problems. It's opportunity for us to address those issues every time you go through a challenge. And yes, it's one suggestion I'm trying to tell you here today. There's one approach I have in mind, and that approach is called Furfurnaan, openness. Furfurnaan is one approach that I think you can address our challenges. What I mean, openness doesn't mean just talk to the person next to you. Talk to them like you mean it. Talk to them sincerely. Don't hold back what is inside of you. Talk to them open-hearted. That's what Furfurnaan means. There's Arabic saying that says, Al-ilmu bayna ithnain. Knowledge is between two. Me and you having conversation. It's not one way, it's two ways. I might be a student, but I can learn from you. So, that is what it means. There's another Arabic that says, Al-ilmu bayna talamid. Knowledge is within the students. And seriously, we're all students. All students. We can learn from one another, each other. That is what we can learn from. Regardless of our color, skin, and our religion, beliefs, and our country of origin. Face-to-face conversation. Yes, we can share our stories, our inner side stories, and our approaches. See, there are so many things you can learn in here. When I was in Africa 2 years ago, after 2 weeks, I told my friends and my family I got homesick. And they started laughing. They're like, I thought we were home. I'm like, yes, I'm home. But I'm home away from home, Maine. And see, the diaspora, the place they call home, is very critical. It's hard to figure that out. And James Clifferson's anthropologist who were talking about Jewish and Irish diaspora, he said, it's a discourse, diaspora's discourse that reflects the network that are going from one station to another. It's hard to figure. And they never forget where they left. It's a place they kept in the heart. There are so many things in Maine and Somalia have in common, or New England and Somalia have in common. I remember one tradition that in Somalia back home, when we have issues and problems, the elders will bring all the communities out, gather under one place. Sometimes they choose the trees, I don't know why. But on one trees, and people will eat food and drink and everything. With one person chosen to lead the discussion, everyone has an opportunity to express their feelings and their frustrations and their issues that they feel so hard. Close advising group and brainstorming solution fellows. And then later, elders deliver the final resolution to them. And yes, see here in Maine, I went so many small town hall meetings, and I'm so surprised at the similarities of small town hall meetings in Maine. People come out and voice their input, argue on their issues and things that they care their communities. But unfortunately, the large cities and the rest of the country only comes out and casts a vote on single issues, or maybe casts vote for the community matter only for single issue, and maybe single issues that encourage them or pushes them to vote in election time. But here in New England, citizens have long recognized and learned that freedom comes with responsibility. And in order to stay engaged in the most details, and sometimes when I'm going around in Maine, you'll see a young generation from Maine. Some of them come from all over the world. So eager engagement. So eager engagement. And this information that went solely only for the experts, they call in bigger cities, only experts deals with the public engagement. But in here, lately, the generation we live, you can access all the information that once used to be a solely special experts group in a matter of seconds. The bills that goes on, my congresswoman talking about can access the next seconds and know what it is, right? And yes, we can't leave Furfurnaan unless we have that human courage to start a conversation. I challenge all of you to start a conversation. The person sitting right next to you, the culture of Furfurnaan means brightness and broadness, and you got to embrace. I'm not here the phase of tonight, the diversity phase to show off, or maybe I just like to talk. No, I'm here. We have a lot of our communities living different separately. We need to start a conversation, one-on-one, from one part to another person. Don't be shy. Come to me and ask me the questions you have. I knock the doors and ask so many questions, and I learn so much of them Some of them scared from me. What are you here for? Start. And if I tell you, I'm lying to you, if I tell you, go ahead and start Furfurnaan openness, live like that culture that we have. It's hard, and here it's called strangers. Let me tell you what is a stranger. What is a stranger is when something inside of you hold you hostage and you can't express. That is strange, and that is what strange is. There's a Somali saying that says, "Aqoon la'aan wa na'ab ja'al," which means ignorance is the enemy of love. If you don't know something, then we can't love each other. I don't know you. I don't know what's inside of you. I don't know what's inside of you. How can I learn? How can I love you? The greatest people live in Maine, and I traveled a lot. I know there's a lot of great people. But ignorance holds you back. Ask people questions. Let's learn one another and leave openness. That's what openness means, culture for Furfurnaan. And please, go ahead and do that, the culture of Furfurnaan. I wanted to leave you this tonight. The culture for Furfurnaan and Sheko reminds us our humanity, cultivates our human spirit, and we can't live without them. We got to start somewhere to do that. And we can enjoy a small choice of life when we do that. You can't live Furfurnaan unless you mean it. Unless we start Furfurnaan and leave that openness in our communities, we can never see our communities grow. Thank you.